Good afternoon. This is Wei Yu Chen from the Reader Service Division, NTU Library. And today we're going to introduce about the thesis or the dissertation submission and the graduation procedures in the library. This is today's outline. The first, we're going to introduce about the thesis submission, including the format guide from the NTU. And after the review, you got approval, and you need to print it out, submit to the library. This is called the graduation procedures. And during the whole procedures, maybe you have some questions about what you need to do. What should I submit? So we'll have a frequently asked questions section about today's slide. Okay, so let's start with the overview about the whole submission procedure. After you pass your oral defense, you got a revised thesis, right? And then you need to arrange for the cover page according to the format guide. And then you convert the whole file into the PDF file, PDF format. And you need to add the watermark, add the DOI number, and set the protection about your PDF. This is the first step we call the conversion, file conversion. And next, you log into the submission system and upload your PDF file. Besides, you still need to enter some basic information about your thesis, like the title, like the author name, like the table of content or the reference, etc. And after your uploading, the library will review for the format. And we will inform you about the approval or the disapproval via the email. When you got the approval, you can print your PDF out to the hard copies, or we can say the paper copies. Along with the approval, we will attach some authorization forms in the email. You need to print the authorization forms and the PDF file to the paper copies, and you can submit them to the library. The final step is the graduation procedures. Before you coming into the library, please log into the MyNTU system and apply for the library inventory. Then you can submit the thesis and finish the graduation procedures in the library. Before we go into the further detail about the submission and the graduation procedures, I would like to introduce a web page from the library. And it provides the format guide, the submission guide, and further instruction about the whole procedures. Please go to the home page, or we say the main page of the NTU library. At the top of the web page, you will see a service, right? Services. And here we have a dissertation and graduation notice. The first is the thesis or the dissertation submission. Within this page, we have the further detail about your graduation and about your thesis. And we also provide some format guide or the submission guide, even the how to switch your Adobe to the English version. And if you have any question about the thesis submission, you can refer to this page. The NTU has its own format guide. It includes not only about the notice, and also the cover page, the format of the cover page. Besides, it also has some tell you the order about your content within your thesis. So please look at the slide. The right-hand side is the paper copy, and the left-hand side is the PDF file. So let's begin with the PDF file, the left-hand side. The PDF file should begin with the cover page. And what kind of information should be in the cover page, we will introduce later. The second is the certificate letter from your oral defense committee. However, the certificate letter is not required in the PDF file. So that means within your PDF, if you don't have your certificate letter, it's okay, it's all right. You will also pass you will also get the approval. The third is the acknowledgement, or we can say the dedication. And then following are the Chinese abstract and keywords, English abstract and keywords, and your table of content. For some students, they may there will be some figures or table, or we can say the illustration. So there should be have the list of figures, list of table, or list of illustrations. And after the table of content, there will be a main text. The main text is the whole body of your thesis, right? After the main text will be the references. And if you have the appendix, this behind the reference, after the reference. In the slide, you can see the acknowledgement, the list of figures, and the appendix. These three parts are highlighted in blue, right? That is because it's optional. So if you don't have the tables, you don't have the figures, or you don't have the appendix, you can just dismiss. You just dismiss them. And for the right hand side is a paper copy. The paper copy also start with the cover page. However, it says the cover page with spine. The cover page with spine is different from the PDF file. And it's hard to imagine what is a spine. When you get a book, they will have a side, right? The side contains some information like the title of the books, like the publisher of the books. This is called a spine. So if you can see your classmate or your colleagues' thesis, their spines will be the department name, their title, the name of the author, and also when it is published. This is called the cover page with spine. After the cover page, there will be a title page. And we have a notation, right? The title page should be same as the cover page of your PDF file. And the title page should be without spine. And the third one is the certificate letter from the oral defense committee. However, as you can see in the slide, the certificate letter in the paper copy is highlighted in red and yellow, right? Because this letter is required in the paper copy. And also you need to attach the signed version about your certificate letter within your paper copies. And the remaining is the acknowledgement, the abstract, keywords, table of content, main text, and reference, etc. It's just same as the PDF file. So we can see the PDF file and the paper copies, there has slightly difference. The slightly differences are the paper copies has another cover page with spine, and the paper copies is required to have a certificate letter from your oral defense committee. Okay. This is about the order of author thesis in the format guide. As I mentioned before, within the format guide, we have told you what kind of information you should include in your cover page, right? So please look at the slide. We have the example about the cover page, the format. First, I start with the Chinese name of my school, the 国立台湾大学 means the NTU, and then the name of college, the name of department, and my diploma in Chinese. However, in English, it should be in the reverse order. So I write my English department name first, then is the English name of college, and then the National Taiwan University and the master's thesis. Or for the doctoral student, please write the doctoral dissertation. And here's a reminder, since the last semester, the school has revised for the format guide and says, for the master's student, you need to write the master's thesis in the possessive form with this is the minute s. So the master minute s thesis is right. It should be correct like this. After the some basic information of your diploma, there will be the title of your thesis in Chinese and in English. And then it's your name, the author's name, and the advisor's name. Okay, with both in Chinese and in English. If you don't have the proper proper translation in Chinese of your name, you can just write your English name here if you don't have the proper translation. And there's a reminder of the English name. Please look at here. If I write the first name first, if I write my first name, then following my last name, like I'm Wei Yu Chen, right? The Wei Yu is my first name. Then I don't need to put a comma between them. However, if I write my last name first, following write my first name, then I should write a comma between them, like this one. My name is Wei Yu Chen. Chen is my last name. So if I write Chen first, I should add a comma, then Wei Yu, my first name. Okay? This is the format about the English name. After the name of you and your advisor, there will be the publication date. Actually, although I said publication date, right? However, we just need to write the publication year and the month. I don't need to write the date. So there's 2 points. The first, the publication date should not be before the date of oral defense. So, for example, if my oral defense happens in May 20, then my publication date should only write May, June, July, August, or later. I cannot write April. I cannot write March because April and March is before the date of my oral defense. I will repeat again. If my oral defense is in May 20, it's in May, then my publication date should only write May or June or later. I cannot write April or March or February because it's just before the date of my oral defense. And the second point, make sure the Chinese is correspond with English. Currently is 中华民国113年 means 中华民国113. It should be 113. And your English should be 2024. Okay? The 2024 is correspond with 中华民国113. Also, the Chinese and English month should be correspond with others. When I say 6月, I should write June. Okay, this is some requirement about the cover page. Then, for some students, they will have a spine within their PDF file. But as I mentioned before, the spine should only be in the paper copies, right? The spine should only be within the paper copies. So when you submit your PDF file to the submission system, please remove the spine. Please remove the spine. And you can see this is a spine. It will contain the school, the name of department, your diploma, your Chinese title, and who you are, then the publication date. But this part we call the spine should only be in the paper copies. So when you submit your PDF file, please remove it. What else should I remove within the cover page is that, like here, the cover page doesn't have page number. So if you have a page number 1, even with Arabic numeral or the Roman numeral, it doesn't matter. However, the cover page should not have a page number. Okay, and also if you have some proposal like the master thesis proposal or the master thesis draft or etc., some other terms not related to your thesis, please remove that terms. Please remove that term. This is about the cover page. Okay. And after the cover page, let's talking about the certificate letter. Please look at the slide. I said the certificate letter is not required in your PDF file. However, if you want to add to your PDF file, if you want to add the certificate letter to your PDF file, please attach with the signed version. Please attach with the signed version. Okay. On the other hand, it's not required in the PDF file. However, it should be in the paper copy. It should be in the paper copies. This is about the certificate letter. And about the whole PDF file, we have still other things we need to do, like the watermark, like the protection, and the DOI number. The watermark, there should be from top and right, and the DOI number should be at the bottom and right. And about the position and how to setting the watermark and the DOI and protection, please refer to the guide for submitting electronic thesis and dissertation. And this is already we already upload to the web page, just like I mentioned before, the web page. And if you want to add a watermark to your PDF file, you need to setting via the Adobe Pro. If you don't have the Adobe in your own laptop, you can use the computer 105 to 108 to 108 at the OPEC area. It's on the first floor of the main library. We provide 4 computers have the Adobe Pro. You can use the computer there to add the watermark, add the DOI number, and setting the protection. But there's a question. How can I get the DOI number? How can I get a watermark? Okay, the watermark we have already uploaded to the submission system. So please look at the slide. This is the first page or the main page about submission system. And you can see we have the research support right at the bottom of the page. The research support, we have the NTU watermark. You can download the watermark via the link. You can download a PDF file and then add the watermark to your own thesis. Okay. And talking about the DOI number, you need to sign in. We can say sign on, sorry. You can see we have the 3 buttons, right? The home, the management, and the submission. Please click the submission. And you need to sign on with your NTU credential. And after you sign on, there's a page about telling you to choose your college. There's very important. If you are a student from the biomedical engineering, please select the College of Engineering. If you're from the biomedical engineering, please select the College of Engineering. And if you're from the international college, please choose the Center for General Education. I will repeat again. Okay, if you're from the biomedical engineering, Department of Biomedical Engineering, please select the College of Engineering after you sign on with your NTU credential. And if you're from the international college, like the master program of global agriculture technology, of the biodiversity, or other like the smart medicine, some program. And for international college student, please select the Center for General Education. Okay, and you select your college. Then the next page, you will get your DOI. So let's look at the slide. This slide is we made a screenshot from the submission system, and from this page you need to fill in your basic information about your thesis. So let's start at the top. We ignore the system number. At the second field, it's the DOI. You do see in blue. Sorry, we can see here the DOI 10.6342 and for the remaining, this is the whole DOI of your thesis. So when you sign on with your NTU credential, you will get your own DOI of your thesis. Then you copy your DOI number, add to your PDF file according to the submission guideline. Okay, this is how you get your DOI number. Okay, after you add your DOI number, your watermark to the PDF file, and then let's fill in for another column. The first is the title in Chinese and in English. The title in Chinese and English. And for this part, you should paste your whole title of your cover page in your thesis. The whole title of your cover page in the thesis. And for some student like the Global MBA or for the international college, maybe you have difficulties to translate your title to the Chinese. Then you can paste English title instead. You can paste the English title instead. So for like a Global MBA or for the international college, if you have the difficulty to translate your title, you can paste the title in English, but two field or we say two column should paste the same title. And the next part is for the department or the faculty, and the department should be correspond with your cover page. Should be correspond with your cover page. And for the years of graduation and semester, for this semester, please write the year of graduation is 112, the 112, and the semester is 2. This is the second semester. The next part, or we can say the next field, the next column, is the publication year. The publication year should be correspond with the cover page of your PDF file. So if your publication year, if your cover page write you publish in 2023, which means it's the 112, the year 112 of 中华民国, then you should select the publication year of 112. Okay? And the next part is author name in Chinese or in English. And as I mentioned before, if you have difficulty, if you don't have the proper Chinese name, you can just paste your English name instead. However, within the system, please write in this format, in this order, the first name and the last name. So, for example, if I type my name, I should type Wei Yu Chen. I cannot type the Chen, comma Wei Yu. It will occur some error. Okay, so of the name field, please write the first name and the follow is the last name. You write the first name and the last name without the comma. And for your name, the author's name, you should be correspond with the cover page. So if in your cover page you have a middle name, then within the submission system, you need to write your middle name. Okay, so there's a very a simple point. All information in the submission system should be correspond with the PDF. Okay, for example, here we have the title, we have the publication year, the author name, all of this, and the department, all of this should be correspond with your cover page of your PDF file. Okay, this is how we will review, how the library will review for the format. We will see the cover page and we will see the information you fill in here. Okay, the next one is about the ORCID, email address, and others. The ORCID is like a serial number of you in the academia. So it's optional. If you don't have your ORCID, you can just dismiss this field. Okay, and the email address, because the submission result, including the approval or disapproval, we will inform you by the email. So please enter the valid email address, which means you will get email. You will receive our email. Okay. And the next part is the language, oral defense date, the pagination. The oral defense dates. If you have your certificate letter in the PDF file, and we will see if the information you choose, if the dates you choose in the submission system and the information in your certificate letter, we will see if they are correspond with each other or not. Okay, so this is for the oral defense date. The pagination, please type the final page. You scroll down your PDF to the final page and see what the page number is in your final page of your PDF file. Okay, including appendices. Okay, this is a pagination. And then is the keyword. The keyword will appear along with the abstract, right? Along with the abstract. And if you have the Chinese abstract, you will have some Chinese keyword, and also with the English abstract with the English keyword. And this is very important for the keyword filling, is that please type one keyword for each field, or we can say for each column. There's a question: if I have 2 or more or 3 or more keywords, how can I fill in? You can see here we have a plus button, right? If you press the if you press the plus, it will add more field. It will add more field for you to type in your keyword. Okay, and if for some term, it's hard to translate to the Chinese, or it's hard to present in Chinese. Then within the Chinese keyword, you can fill in in English. It's alright. It's okay. Okay, this is the keyword in Chinese and English. Okay. The next page, after we fill in the keywords, there will be abstract, there will be table of content, and the references. For these 4 fields, there's again, I had to remind, there should be all correspond with the PDF file. And as I've said before, for the abstract, for the title, or for the keywords, if you have difficulty to translate them into Chinese, you can just paste your English abstract here, or you can enter the none. Okay, please look at the number 2. If you have difficulties to translate your abstract into Chinese, please enter none in this field, or you can just enter your English abstract instead. Okay, and for the table of content, you need to paste not only the title of each section, for not only the title of each chapter, but also you need to fill in with the page number. So I cannot just write the chapter 1 introduction, chapter 2 literature review. I should write chapter 1 introduction, page 1, and 1.1, 1.2, etc. And maybe the chapter 3, the experiment is in the chapter 10. It's in the page 10. So that means when I write in this field, in the table of content field, I should write the title of each chapter along with the page number of each chapter. Okay, and some of you may have the list of figure, or the list of table, list of illustration. For this kind of the list, it's optional to fill in. You can fill in inside that field. You can also dismiss it. You can just paste the table of content instead. It's alright. It depends on your decision. And for the final step is the references. The final step, maybe for some department about the life science or the medicine, your reference will separate in each chapter. That means maybe I have 10 reference in chapter 1, I have 19 reference in chapter 2, and 5 in chapter 3. I list them separately within my thesis. However, for this condition, please type all reference in this field in the submission system. So I will be written like the chapter 1, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 references, and chapter 2 I have 1 to 10 references. I need to list them all. Okay, this is how we fill in the references field in the submission system. Okay, and after you fill in all the information about your thesis, the next page you need to set up with your committee members. By default, there will be three committee members. The first one is your advisor. So as you can see in the slide, your advisor's name in Chinese, and then the name in English, he or her name in English. Okay, and the title of committee member, they will be by default and fixed with the advisor in the first field. And also you need to write the email address of your committee members for each committee members. Okay, there's a question. Some of you may have invite, or maybe your advisor is the foreign committee member or their foreign professor. They don't have the name in Chinese. Then just like the condition of the name of author, right? You can just type he or her English name in the Chinese field. It's acceptable. Okay. Let's repeat again. For the foreign advisor or the foreign committee members, you can type their English name in this field, in this name in Chinese field, if they don't have the proper translation or proper Chinese name. Okay, and you can see here there are 3 committee members by default, but for maybe the doctoral student or some of the master student, maybe you have 4 or 5 or more committee members, right, including the advisor. Then we have add another member, this button. You just click and you will add another field for you to fill in there, for you to set up for the members information. If I write someone with the title of the co-advisor, if I write someone with the title of co-advisor, then I need to add he or her name to the cover page. Okay, that means the cover page should not only have the advisor's name in both in English and Chinese. If you have a co-advisor, you need to write he or her names to the cover page also. Okay, so if within this page I have one advisor, I have another co-advisor and 2 co-chair, then with these 4 committee members, two of them are my advisor, right? So I need to write their name to my cover page. Okay, please be aware of the title of your committee members. Okay, the next one is to upload your file. Before the uploading, we strongly suggest for the double check. What kind to check? You need to check for this PDF file is the latest version of your thesis, with the watermark, with the DOI number, and already set for the protection. Okay, please double check. And also please check if the PDF file only have one cover page and without spine. And there's still another things you need to double check. After we fill in the basic information of our thesis, and we set up for the committee members, and we upload our file, right? And the next page is about authorization and for the delaying access of your thesis. And currently we have 3 objects about authorized. The first one is the National Taiwan University. The second one is the database providers and the National Central Library. According to different objects we authorize, our PDF file, our electronic thesis will be submitted to different, you can say the repository, or we can say the database. For example, in the National Taiwan University, we will a repository. We have a NTU thesis and dissertation repository. We will put your thesis there. And for the database provider is the RET library. The National Central Library, they also have their own database about the thesis. And you can choose whether you want to authorize to whom, to which object. And when you agree to authorize, they will make your thesis available online, which means if I authorize my thesis to the NTU, then my friends can access my PDF file via the NTU thesis and dissertation repository. Okay. And however, you can also choose not authorize. Okay, you can also disagree to authorize your thesis to each object, to all the objects. Then, if you disagree to authorize to the 3 objects, then no one will be able to get your PDF file. They will be only available for the bibliography information. The bibliography information is what you filled in your in our basic information. Okay, so that means the title, the abstract, the keywords, the references. I will repeat again. You can choose whether you want to authorize to the NTU, to database provider, or the NCL, the National Central Library. However, you can also disagree to authorize to all of these objects. Okay, if you agree to authorize, then it will make your thesis available online. On the other hand, if you disagree, I don't want to authorize to each of them, then in that case, your friends or other people will only can see the basic information, or we can say the bibliographic information about your thesis. I will not be able to get the PDF file to see the full text. Okay, this is about the authorization of your electronic thesis. However, if you want to delay the access for the paper copies, please submit additional application forms along with the supporting document. So it's not just setting in the system. You need to submit additional forms. Okay, this is about the delay access of paper copies. And after you got the approval of after you submit, then the library will review for the PDF file and for the what information you key in the submission system. And when you got approved, you got approval email, right? And also there will be a tag with 3 authorization forms. One is for NTU Library and the National Central Library and the database provider. These 3 forms is all required to submit to the library along with your thesis. And there's a question, even I disagree to authorize my PDF, should I submit the forms? Should I submit the authorization forms? Yes, because the authorization forms is kind of a declaration. It's a kind of like a declaration. So when you said you disagree to authorize in the system, then on the form, it will says, I, who am I, my name, disagree to authorize my thesis. So this is kind of a declaration of your authorization. So even you disagree to authorize to the internet, then you still need to submit for these forms. You need to print it out and sign your name, submit to the library. This is all required. Okay. But if you got a disapprove email, then we will say like this: the National Taiwan University, your thesis dissertation has been rejected, and also we will have the why we reject for your thesis. So you just follow the step, follow the instruction we tell you, how many points you need to revise or you need to correct in the submission system. You just made a revision and resubmit. Okay, and before the resubmission, please remember to reset the watermark, the DOI, and the protection before the resubmission if you have some error in your PDF file. Okay, so this is very important. Please be mindful to the email, because even you got a disapprove, even you got approval, we will also inform you by email. Okay, if you didn't receive an email for a long time, you can just log on to the submission system, and you will find out if your thesis are accept or reject. Okay, this is approval. After you got approved, then congratulations, you can print your thesis out to the paper copies. And in the format guide, actually we have some order about the paper copy, just like I have mentioned before at the first slide or the second slide in today's lecture. The first is a cover page with spine, and you can print it in the paper bag or the hardback is also acceptable in the library. And the color is not specified, but for some department, like the Global MBA, you are all required to submit in red because of your department. Okay, so for the cover page, for the color of the cover page, please make sure with the department. Okay, if the department has specific for the certain color, then just follow them, because the library will accept any kind of the color. Okay, after the cover page with spine, there will be a title page. The title page should be just like your PDF file's cover. Okay, this is the title page, and after the title page is the certificate letter with your advisor and your committee's sign. Okay, with the signature of your advisor and your committee. Okay, this is the certificate letter, and the remaining is the body text, like the abstract, the acknowledgement abstract, the table of content, main body, and etc. Okay, this is the format guide of the paper copies. Okay, and after you print it out, you got the approval, you print your thesis out, and along with the authorization form, 3 forms, right? Then you can continue to the graduation procedure. The first step we need to do is to log into the graduation procedure system in the MyNTU to apply for the inventory in the next page. Okay, before submitting the paper copy, log in to the MyNTU. We have a step for, you can see when you log in, there's a student and the graduation, and then there's a purple icon says the step for application to leave school. You click in, and the fourth column, there's all things you need to do in the library. So there will be by default a button called apply for inventory. Just before you submit to the library, please click it. Okay, you click for the apply for inventory, and then it will be processing. Okay, make sure the status is processing, and then submit your paper copies to the library. Okay, this is about before you submit your paper copies, you need to do the further steps in advance. Okay, and you apply for the inventory, then you return all the library materials and pay for the overdue fines if you have. Okay, and you return and pay for all of the fees. You can submit your paper copies and your form and 3 forms to the library. And how many paper copies we need to submit? General, by default, there will be 2 copies. You need to print 2 copies to the library and submit. But for some department or the graduate institute, about the mathematics, about the chemistry, the physics, or we have oceanography. And if you're from the College of Law and College of Social Sciences, like the politics, like the national development or the social work, please, for this department, for this college, please submit 3 copies. Please submit 1 additional copies to the library. And if you're belong with the College of Medicine and College of Global Health, please submit 2 copies to the medical library. For other students, please submit to the main library. Next page. Like here, the main campus, the student from main campus, please submit to the main library. Okay, the main library. And during the summer vacation, we will have another place, additional place for the graduation posture at the 2nd floor. But other days, you can just go to the 1st floor, the service counter, and submit your thesis. Okay. But for the medical campus student, please submit to the medical library. And please be aware of the deadline. The deadline of submitting the paper copies, the deadline of this semester is the August 12th. The final section is about some FAQs. The first one, where can I use the Adobe Pro to add my watermark in the library? You can use the OPAC 105 to 108. We have 4 computers in the main library. Okay, or you can go to the medical library. We also provide some computers you can use to add the watermark. The second, can I assign others to submit my thesis or authorization forms? That means if I'm going back to my hometown tomorrow, so can I ask my friends to help me to submit my thesis? Sure. There will be no need to come to the library personally. However, if you want to assign others to help you to submit, please remember for the library inventory in advance. Okay, if you want to assign others to help you submit for your thesis, please remember to apply for library inventory in advance. Okay. The third one, can I resubmit the thesis or can I alter my authorization after I graduate? For this kind of the condition, please contact us via the email. Okay, because after you got approval, you will no longer be able to resubmit or change the authorization or change the information, basic information. So if you want to change the content, resubmit or alter your authorization, please contact us. Okay. So here for the last slide, this is our email and our phone number. If you have any question, please be free to contact us via the email or via the phone, or you can just come to the library personally. Okay, we will help you to solve your problem or explain the whole process to you. This is for today's lecture, and the slides has already been uploaded to the web page of the library. So if you have any question about today's lecture, please refer to the web page.